5 seconds to go. Start. The present writ petition has been filed challenging the order dated 4th January 2013 passed by the Central Information Commission, for short CIC, whereby the petitioner has been directed to provide photocopies of the DPC proceeding, including the comparative grading statement pertaining to the recommended candidates as well as ACRs of the appellant himself for the period mentioned by him in his RTI application. The relevant portion of the impugned order is reproduced herein below. We have carefully considered the contents of the RTI application and the response of the CPIO. The objective of the Right to Information RTI Act is to bring about transparency in the functioning of the public authorities. All decision making in the government and all its undertaking must be objective and transparent. It is only by placing the details of all decision making in the public domain that such objectivity and transparency can be ensured. Therefore, we do not see any reason why the DPC proceedings, especially the comparative grading of those recommended for promotion, should not be disclosed. It is not at all correct to claim that such information is held in a fiduciary capacity. After all, the DPC operates as a part of the administrative decision making process in any organization. The material that it considers is also generated within the organization. Therefore, it is not correct to say that the DPC proceedings, including the recommendations made by it, can be said to be held by the public authority in a fiduciary capacity. About the ACTRs of the appellant, the Supreme Court of India has already held that the civilian employees must be allowed access to their confidential roles, especially when these are held out against them in the matter of their career promotion. Following the Supreme Court order, the Department of Personnel and Training, we understand, has already issued a circular for disclosure of ACR. Mr. Neeraj Malhotra, learned counsel for the petitioner, submits that the impact of the impugned order passed by CIC is that the petitioner would be required to give information pertaining to DPC proceedings, including the comparative grading statement pertaining to the recommended candidates, which information is excluded under the provisions of sections 81E and 91J of the RTI Act. He emphasizes that the information directed to be released pertaining to other employees of the petitioner is being held by the petitioner in fiduciary capacity and would amount to disclosure of personal information. Sections 81E and 81J of the RTI Act are reproduced herein below. Exemption from disclosure of information. Notwithstanding anything contained in this act, there shall be no obligation to give any citizen information available to a person in this fiduciary relationship unless the competent authority is satisfied that the larger public interest warrants the disclosure of such information. Information which relates to personal information, the disclosure of which has no relationship to any public activity or interest, or which would cause unwarranted invasion of the privacy of the individual unless the Central Public Information Officer or the State Public Information Officer or the appellate authority, as the case may be, is satisfied that the larger public interest justifies the disclosure of such information, provided that the information which cannot be denied to the Parliament or a state legislature shall not be denied to any person. Stop.